the station that's working for you. This is 2 News at 11.
This is America's day. This is democracy's day.
Now at 11, Joe Biden sworn in as the 46th President of the United States.
I will be a president for all Americans. All Americans.
And history made with the country's first female African-American vice president.
I, Kamala Davy Harris, do solemnly swear.
I, Kamala Davy Harris, do solemnly swear.
President Biden urging all Americans to come together and move forward.
To restore the soul and secure the future of America requires so much more than words. It requires the most elusive of all things in a democracy. Unity. Unity.
First here tonight at 11, the first night of the Biden administration ending with a bang during a celebration tonight in Washington.
The night ended with fireworks and featured famous faces hours after Biden's inauguration as the 46th President of the United States. Earlier today, both Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris completed the transfer of power on the steps of the U.S. Capitol building. We begin tonight's coverage with Alice Barr as she recaps this historic inauguration day.
Tonight, a celebration for President Joe Biden. In the time of COVID, a virtual program mixing entertainment with recognition of the solemn challenge facing the new commander-in-chief to unite a country torn apart by a raging pandemic and toxic political divisions.
America's story depends not on any one of us, not on some of us, but on all of us. On we the people.
Vice President Kamala Harris taking her place in history as the first woman and the first black and Indian American in that role.
Even in dark times, we not only dream, we do. We not only see what has been, we see what can be.
President Biden wasting no time getting down to work, signing more than a dozen executive orders, ranging from climate change to mask wearing, unveiling a sweeping immigration reform bill, and setting the tone for his administration while swearing in staffers.
Everybody is entitled to be treated with decency and dignity. That's been missing in a big way the last 4 years.
Earlier today, the new president taking the oath of office and vowing to lead all Americans forward together.
We must end this uncivil war that pits red against blue.
Standing in the very spot where a violent mob tried to derail democracy at the U.S. Capitol, President Biden directly condemned white supremacy and promised to fight the insidious enemy of misinformation.
To defend the truth and defeat the lies.
Tonight, a new first family settling into the White House after a day of rituals, symbolism, and even some bipartisan unity. President Biden now begins the task of turning his words into action to heal a nation in crisis.
We've learned again that democracy is precious. Democracy is fragile. And at this hour, my friends, democracy has prevailed.
Dayton native Vinny Reddy led the writing team for President Biden's speech today. The Miami University and Ohio State grad is Biden's White House Director of Speechwriting. And a Wilberforce University graduate delivered the benediction at today's inauguration. Reverend Sylvester Beeman is a close friend of the Biden family. He focused on diversity, inclusion, and healing.
People shall no longer raise up weapons against one another. We will rather use our resources for the national good and become a beacon of life and goodwill to the world. And neither shall we learn hatred anymore.
And in a tweet today, Dayton Mayor Nan Whaley calls the inauguration an amazing and historic moment.
These past 2 weeks have been really difficult for many in our community, and the past 4 years have been tough. But I think anytime there's an inauguration, regardless of whose party gets in, there is a sense of new beginnings and a sense of opportunity.
And former Dayton Mayor and Congressman Mike Turner releasing a statement saying in part, quote, I have worked with every president from Bill Clinton onward to advocate for our community and strengthen our national security. I will work diligently with President Joe Biden, whom I know personally and have worked closely with. And Senator Rob Portman also releasing a statement on the inauguration saying, quote, I extend my congratulations to President Dr. Biden as well as Vice President Harris and Mr. Emhoff on today's historic inauguration. I had the honor of attending and I look forward to working with the new administration on areas where we agree in order to make a difference in the lives of Ohioans and all Americans.
The 4 official White House Twitter accounts are now assigned to the Biden administration. In his first message as president, Joe Biden tweeted, quote, there is no time to waste when it comes to tackling the crises we face. That is why today I am heading to the Oval Office to get right to work, delivering bold action and immediate relief for American families. The Twitter accounts for the White House, the Vice President, and First Lady were also transferred over.
And we have team coverage for you tonight of the local reaction to President Biden's inauguration. TNews reporter Allison Gens talking with experts about how to start the healing process after 4 years of division. But first, Caroline Morris is live after speaking with the Vice President's sorority about what Kamala Harris will bring to the White House.
The local area chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated says they're beyond excited to see a woman of color in the White House, and they believe that she will carve a new future for African Americans across the world.
We're really excited to have one of us in the White House.
Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority sisters across the country wore pearls and pink Converse to support one of their own. Vice President Kamala Harris is a member of AKA, which is the oldest and first African-American sorority founded in 1908.
And she's always talked about what they mean to her and how that helped prepare her for this role. So we're excited for her. We're just so thrilled that she's now the Vice President of the United States.
More than 100 years ago, women were fighting for the right to vote, but now fast forward to today, and a woman of color is the Vice President of the United States. Carter believes that Vice President Harris could inspire the upcoming generations of African-American men and women to know the sky is the limit when it comes to pursuing passions.
I think it shows to all of us that the world is open to all kinds of possibilities. But it's very important, Caroline, for people of color to see people of color in those positions. And then it's like, I never thought of that. You know, if she can do it, then I can do it too.
The AKA has also donated over $3 million to historically black colleges and universities across the nation. Live in Dayton, I'm Caroline Morse, 2 News, working for you.
And after a heated election season, President Biden called for national unity during his inaugural address. 2 News reporter Allison Gens talked with experts in the Miami Valley about how families can mend the divisions caused by politics.
Brooke, the experts we spoke to say the process will take time and patience. However, they have a few tips to begin opening up constructive conversations. Experts say when opening up difficult conversations about politics, instead of taking the offense or defense, find common ground.
Try to even backtrack and stress those areas of common values, right? We all value democracy. We all value being in this country. We all value each other and our relationships.
They say talking about politics is actually a discussion on values and can be tied to strong emotions. If the conversation gets heated, lower the temperature by listening to each other's views or taking a time out.
Being respectful of those, being open to different perspectives, and being open to having the time to digest the information on both sides of what's being talked about.
Clinical counselor Cynthia Treasure says if necessary, plan the conversation beforehand and set ground rules to make sure everyone stays on course. And Kevin Jones with Cedarville University says as part of that conversation, recognize that putting all faith in a single candidate loses sight of the issues that require unity to solve.
We pray for our leaders. Didn't say worship them. And we've gone from praying for them to flat out idolatry on both ends of the spectrum, you know, which is dangerous.
Now, these experts say there shouldn't be pressure to have these conversations right away and understand it could take time to see eye to eye. In the newsroom, Allison Gens, 2 News, working for you.
And you can find all of our Inauguration Day coverage on the 2 News app, which is always free in your device's app store.